But I always say that when you're going into a flat stage like this, and they're going to go ahead and reset, maybe this is even the stage they wanted. Because what I was going to say is when you have flat stage, no platforms, always makes the game devolve into what I like to call kind of like the purest version of it.
Okay.
You know, pure is probably too strong / an opinionated word, but I just mean that it breaks the game down to its most basic state, right? There's no platforms to circle camp around, to dash land onto, to mix up your movement. It really does simplify the game.
For sure.
So going there for game one can sometimes really help you get an understanding of how your opponent likes to control space and navigate it. But,
we're going back to Demon Island.
All right, so that's gonna be the case, and I get it. It also tends to lead to some of the harshest punishes.
For sure.
Just because you don't have as much maneuverability, right? And so we'll see what ends up happening here as game one is cooking up for real this time. Marckiemoo versus Sandstorm. Let's get it popping.
This could be a very interesting set. I'm taking a look at the set history here, and it actually favors Marckiemoo.
Yeah.
4-2 for their set history. So should be very interesting to watch here. Looking past it, I mean, yeah, Marckiemoo has outplayed Sandstorm every tournament that will fit on my screen right now. So we'll have to see how that plays out for the one and only Sandstorm here, as he, of course, is rocking the Priya Demon Island. We're settling into stock number one. This should be a nail-biter of a set.
Yeah, and so far things are starting off pretty even. You know, I mean, Marckiemoo going up against these chakrams from Sandstorm here and doing it with the gauntlets, and so far, you know, able to go toe-to-toe. In fact, a little bit of a damage lead for Marky here. He's going to start fishing for that first KO pretty soon here, while Sandstorm is kind of having an issue. Oh, actually, the tail end of that side. He's going to lose stock for that. That is insane. If you saw how that sidelight picked up Marckiemoo to start that combo, you would have the exact same reaction I just did. Because I'm not going to lie, my man kind of, he was, all right. We go on.
That's what I was saying before. We were watching some of the replays from some of the pool games for Sandstorm, and he is doing some nasty stuff on these chakrams today. Okay, Marckiemoo is going to go ahead and throw away the scythe, get caught in the snare from Sandstorm, but now we see, okay, he's going to, no, that's smart. We're swapping over the sword, going to fish out the earlier knockout. That's actually very smart from Sandstorm, trying to get every advantage he can in this game. Number one, he's going to go ahead and throw away the chakrams again. Yeah, he's fishing out that knockout. Marckiemoo is the first one to go ahead and strike here.
Be tough, though.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Behind by so much, but maybe one of those nairs to carry Sandstorm off stage would have been a nice ticket to maybe an edge guard and potentially an early KO, but Marky's going to have to earn it a little bit harder now. And throws that weapon from a range where Sandstorm's able to react with the spot dodge and soon after loses the stock.
Sandstorm's playing it so good. He knows what the scythe options are, and the way he is just hovering right outside of the dare, right outside of the Sair, just right there in that little sweet spot, waiting for Marckiemoo to pull the trigger so he can go ahead and punish it. Sandstorm is locked in here in game number one. And that's another thing, too. Sandstorm has a history, at least in my opinion, of losing game number one before he comes back to take the set. Very, wait, sorry. Taking a look at this combo for Marckiemoo as he works Sandstorm across the stage here. But no, very bad habit of losing game number one and then coming back, and we're seeing him having a full stock advantage here against Marckiemoo as we're settling down here to the end of game number one. Oh, the dare's going to miss. There we go. Marckiemoo setting him back up. Can the pressure continue? Sandstorm with the great weapon throw from the chakrams to get a little bit of spacing, but Marckiemoo right there with the unarmed attack going to send Sandstorm out, and at least the stock count is tied up.
Yeah, I mean, Marky needs a quick turnaround here. The scythe is the perfect weapon to make that happen if he can get the opening, but Sandstorm in hot pursuit here. Marky forcing him off the stage, understanding what his win condition is, but Sandstorm playing some pretty immaculate defense with his dodge there, and now Marky has to fish for the opportunity yet again. Misses the punish on that end sig. I think an end light probably would have worked there, but he wanted the jump nair to go for the reverse and send him off stage again, and it just didn't quite work. Now, one edge guard away from having this be a game one in Sandstorm's favor. Somehow, Marckiemoo might be able to make the turnaround happen. Sandstorm has no options. He just gave it all off and went off stage. He threw game one. Marckiemoo clutches it out.
He always loses game number one. He can't help it. He literally can't help it.
I gotta see that replay, bro, because I swear that was a massive throw. I swear. I mean, I got props to Marckiemoo for snatching that one there, but I'm pretty sure Sandstorm put himself off stage with no options. I don't even think Marky did that.
He did. My man lives with so many.
Oh, no. That's all Marky. That's all Marky. I'll give it up.
My man lives with just a certain set of curses where he can't win a winner. He can't win a winter championship. He can't win the first game of a set. Where did that? Why?
Hey, at that point, looking back at that replay, all I gotta say is it a curse if you get outplayed? It's one thing if you get robbed. You know, it's one thing if you get robbed. But if you get outplayed, that's another thing. Marckiemoo just got him there. I just missed the tail beginning of that conversion. But no,
that was crazy.
He got scooped and got put into the elongated blender, and that's the way Marky does it. No. That's the way Marky does it.
The elongated blender.
Yes, sir, bro. He got that Blendtec blender. You know, that's a. That's factory grade.
Oh,
you know?
Man, commercial grade blender.
Commercial
got
grade.
it.
You know, so you gotta figure it out. I mean, Sandstorm answering back just fine here, though. I mean, look at this damage off of this Chalkum already with a pretty hefty lead. Gets caught here.
What do you think about this Nyx pick?
I mean, he tried it in axe mode too, I think, and it's cool. I think for Marckiemoo, a lot of his game plan against playing against Chakrams at least has been like just swapping legends a bunch. You know, it seems like he has a pretty deep pool of legends he can't play, and he just tries to capitalize on the fact that his opponent won't be able to adapt quick enough to the fact that he keeps swapping legends, even if he's winning.
I mean, you're absolutely right. We got Mordex, we got Mirage, we got Nyx, we got Cross, we got Diana. Like he definitely has a very deep roster.
Oh, tries to punish that a little bit too slow here. Sandstorm and Hot Pursuit going to scoop him up and get the turnaround. Doesn't have an exhaustive recovery to spend, though. And so it's going to be Marckiemoo surviving, but not for much longer. That sidelight into the downlight, almost enough. The recovery will certainly be more than enough to knock out off the top. And Sandstorm is going to go ahead and push forward with a bit of a lead here.
Does have a little bit of one. Marckiemoo, though, trying to take that away right here, right now. The Sayer, double Sayer is going to send him off. We're all tied up on the second stock. I know Sandstorm wanted to get a little more extra credit off of that one than that. Yeah,
definitely not what he wanted, but that's okay. Sometimes you just had to, you know, take what you can get or what happened to you, and you got to keep on rolling with the punches here. But Marckiemoo, definitely with a bit of a damage lead. Sandstorm kind of turning things around with these Chakrams now, finding these openings, getting a lot of end lights and just converting off of these juggles. But Marckiemoo, whew, that would have been disastrous if that one had landed.
Yeah, he was in a perfect position. That would have sent Sandstorm straight off that bottom 45-degree corner. But it, unfortunately for Marckiemoo, did not hit, as Sandstorm is racking up more damage, fighting back with the dare off the blasters, though.
Nice.
Ooh, could not get out of the way of the down six. Sandstorm's going to go ahead and connect that one as well. Swap it over. He now has fused Chakrams, splitting them up, but he waited to use that D-light to get damage off of it, not just run away and split.
Yeah, no, definitely wants to make sure that he's thinking about when he's pulling it out. There's going to be a D-light recovery coming out from Marckiemoo here. Sandstorm once again on the back foot, but never trailing behind by too much. Always within one sprint's pace of being right on top of, if not ahead of Marckiemoo inside of this game, but just hasn't been able to really just get that final hit. Just one recovery, right, is all it takes here. You can see he's throwing out the exhausted, but he ran out of options there, and Marky's going to make him pay for it, I think. But the down airs are so good from the Chakram, right? Able to stall himself to get all the way over there, even though we saw when Marckiemoo got that first side air, it was like he saw Sandstorm actually have swept at that moment. So that's why he dived as hard as he did. That down air is wild.
It really is. It really is. He's going to go ahead and split there. Recovery out. Okay, the Nair is going to connect as well. So he had the Chakrams primed, keeping Marckiemoo off of the weapon, at least for a few minutes. Did not work out. Sidelight's going to connect. Sandstorm could not extend out of that combo, though. Marckiemoo finally finding his shots. Sayer going to hit. He's going to fade back over. Could not catch a landing, but that Sayer coming back up on stage is going to connect. What is Sandstorm going to do? Goes up in the air. Marckiemoo has no answer. Right into another inlight from Sandstorm.
Has to watch the landing here. Marckiemoo needs to be careful. He's coming to the realm where Sandstorm can start fishing for that KO. Oh, and a choke here. Sandstorm's going to go ahead and go for a three-piece. I thought he might go for the side stick over the corner, but this might be enough. No, that Nyx defense is helping. Marckiemoo goes for a YOLO down signature unarmed, and it's not going to work. And Sandstorm is able to snag game number 2. We are tied up in the set.
Looked much better. Much better from Sandstorm there. Marckiemoo, I don't know about the Nyx pick. I see that we're locked back in it again, but I feel like the Mordex just looked better. Although the blasters did look really nice, so I guess I don't even know what to say.
I mean, Marky, I think this one's tough because he effectively had this game won at a certain point. Like, he was that close, you know what I mean? He had an entire stock lead on Sandstorm. He had him pretty damaged, but then just kind of, you know, the nerves got the best of him and tried to force a KO. Couldn't really, like, allow the opportunity to find his way to him or create the opportunity himself. And so Sandstorm just really capitalizing on it. The chakrams are just a much safer weapon to play in that regard, right? Where if you're kind of at that high damage range, you can just start throwing out recoveries and, you know, end lights a little bit, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to get punished in a way that feels substantial for doing it.
But seeing Marckiemoo use this neutral sig a little bit more to kind of guard himself against that dare from Sandstorm. We've seen a few different legends be used this way with their signatures. We saw the Dusk. We saw Cassidy using that signature to keep the dare at bay. And now we're seeing Marckiemoo use the Nyx, using that neutral sig over and over and over again when Sandstorm is above him, just keeping that directly above him clear to where Sandstorm cannot get in there with the dare. And so far, it has been pretty effective.
Oh, you can see Marckiemoo wants this stock now. Use a D-Light recovery to close things out. Or maybe just a Sarah in the corner if he's able to find it. That should be the punish. Yeah, clean whip punish on Sandstorm. Just kind of missing an end light right in front of him. Marckiemoo's definitely happy to get that opportunity to secure the knockout. Sandstorm now has to respond in a way of his own here. Picks up the sword, D-Light recovery. Probably is enough. Probably. Might need two.
Yeah, might need two, but he needs to get out of the way of these blasters because he is taking so much damage on the second stock, letting Marckiemoo get all kinds of bonus damage. Stay out of the way of the Sarah. Marckiemoo's figuring out the movement. He's figuring out where he needs to stay out of the way of. Coming up with the unarmed recovery. Sandstorm's going to punish it with a Sarah. That's going to be the end of the stock. We are all tied up, and Sandstorm is going to go ahead and he prime chakrams, and we're going to go right back to work.
All right, Marckiemoo. Gonna go ahead and grab those blasters. Goes for, yet again, weapon pickup immediate signature. Something that just, people just knows it works, you know? It doesn't matter.
It does.
It does, right? We've seen so many sets end like that, so many tournament stocks taken like that. But it's not going to work on Sandstorm. Sandstorm doesn't get caught by that one. And now Marckiemoo struggling yet again to remove the stock. He was in a very similar position in the last game where he had a full stock lead, but when it came to getting that last hit, Marckiemoo just couldn't get it at the right time here. And maybe here, while Sandstorm's unarmed, he can make it happen. Nope. And look at that. Another chakram in Sandstorm's hand.
See what he can get done with it, though. He is at the slight disadvantage. Marckiemoo trying to dial it in. That's going to get it done. Now, this is where Marckiemoo needs to put on the pressure. Needs to get as much out of this as he can, and he has quite a bit of damage to still work with here on that second stock. Sandstorm, though, sword in hand, immediately throws it away. Marckiemoo searching, hits a Sarah into dare. Okay. Whiffed on the Nair, gives Sandstorm the opportunity to get back on the chakram. Side light's going to come into effect, and swapped over to the fused and hit a back-to-back side light.
Okay, what is it going to be here? Not going to connect. The down air actually reaches Sandstorm on the way down there, and Marckiemoo goes for the pickup and tries to extend it. He couldn't have wanted to go for that neutral air. There's no shot, but Marky still doing extremely well here. Sandstorm needs the stock to disappear like now.
He really does, and he's going to have a hard time getting it with these chakrams in hand. We've seen him try and get the sword in the past to be able to figure out that knockout, but that recovery is going to be enough there at the tail end of that string. But Sandstorm is in orange. This could be Marckiemoo's game if he can just get it done right now.
Okay, let's see. He's going to get nared in the face. Nice little pummel action here coming out from Sandstorm. Marckiemoo getting pieced up, the damage deficit. Oh, goes and I respect kind of trying to go for that conversion because he only got like the last two hits of that downlight, and I think he was like, I don't know if I can get the recovery off of this, but just not able to convert. Marckiemoo disarms Sandstorm here, should be able to get the edge guard, not quite, and Sandstorm gets the weapon first. Marky has to run to the other side to grab the scythe, and we've seen that, I mean, these scythe recoveries, these side airs, they've been taking forever to knock out. And Sandstorm just sees one recovery near the top here, and that's exactly what he finds. Marckiemoo so close. So close. But not close enough. He's having this this scythe, I don't know what to call it. It's like tendonitis before the scythe. You know, he's not able to find it. He's not able to get it to work. He gets all this damage, and then when it comes to getting rid of the stock, I'm starting to feel more optimistic about his ability to do it unarmed than to do it with the scythe.
That leaves like a bitter taste in my mouth. That was just rough to watch. Throwing away, or not throwing it away, but having that lead fall away from you. All right, here we go. Somehow we have found the way to where Sandstorm now has the advantage.
Yeah.
In this game, as we start game number 4. Is the Priya going to be able to finish it up here, or does Marckiemoo have an answer off this Nyx? We talked about the deep legend pool that he has. He's really feeling these blasters on the Nyx. He has other blaster legends that we've seen him use, but this is what's feeling comfortable for him. So hopefully it works out. Downlight into Sayer. He goes all the way out there trying to get as close as possible for that weapon throw. The Sandstorm gets right back up on stage, starts to lay those chakrams into Marckiemoo. Nice Sayer, good early stock, lots of health to work with. This is a good spot for Marckiemoo.
Yeah, I like the added layer of aggression from Marckiemoo on these edge guard sequences now, where he's like, I'm gonna go off stage that little extra bit, maybe even hyperextend, just to make sure that this stock is gone, because otherwise you've been coming back way too many times, and he understands that if things continue to go that way, he's not gonna be able to win the set. So he has to put himself out there just a little bit more to try to confirm some of these knockouts, and so far it's working out. But yet again, Marckiemoo's been in this exact same position the last 2 games now.
I don't know. Well, this position looking a little better as he is getting ready to get a 2-stock advantage right here. Marckiemoo looking fantastic in game number 4. He's so healthy on his first stock, Flambeau.
Yeah, I mean, he's finding the KOs significantly earlier, you know? Slash, he's finding the KOs at all, really. Is kind of the big difference here. And Sandstorm on the sword now is going to probably want to get rid of this pretty soon, but he's playing it out. Almost gets caught there. Could be bad. You know that's a Nyx with an N-Sig, so you don't want to go off stage, and he knows it.
Yeah. Okay, Marckiemoo makes it back up. Oh, there we go. The little 2-piece, Sandstorm coming back. I believe that was a Sayer. He was finally.
He's good.
Oh, no,
sick recovery. Sick recovery. No, he's good. He's chilling. Sandstorm goes ahead and gets right back to the stage. Granted, still massive deficit for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, still has the stock to play with here. And as long as you have the stock, you can still play the game. And that's the first conversion that we're going to see of the stock from Sandstorm in this game number 4. And he has a lot of work to do here, but Chakram's damage build-up capabilities are one of its strongest suits. And so we'll see what Mark has to say about that, man. I mean, Marky basically needs to rack up probably like 20 to 30 more damage to start fishing for D-Light recovery on these blasters, and that's game 4 for him. But look at the way Sandstorm's playing around him right now. He's missing all of his shots.
Yeah, Sandstorm is locked in here. Sidelight's gonna hit that sidelight, that split sidelight into fuse sidelight. I've seen him do that a few times.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the sidelight to the D-Light to bring them back together is like, it's a true combo. So like, you may as well go for it. But it's...
Oh, wait a second. No, Marckiemoo, please. Marckiemoo.
It's not like this, right? It's what you're thinking, right? But it would be 3 games back-to-back where Sandstorm makes the comeback, man.
But from a 2-stock advantage, though, that would be such a rough way to not only...
He's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
I know, but he's been trying to find that D-Light for 20 minutes, Flambeau.
Hey, he's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
Flambeau, he can't
he's doing
find
raw
it.
recoveries. He's getting desperate. He's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
He's freaking out right now for good real.
Oh, he's 1 D-Light away from winning this game.
No.
Marckiemoo. Marky, bro, come on, brother. Jeez, no, it's crumbling in front of me. Sandstorm, I think, is too far in his head. The chakram power is too strong, and Marky doesn't know how to beat it. Wait, there's hope. Can he make the game 5 happen? Sandstorm almost gets the same read, but he misspaces the down air, and it gives Marckiemoo another chance. Marky, please do not throw this game. For the love of God, thank the Lord. Jeez. Okay, we're going to game 5. God.
I couldn't. I couldn't. No. I couldn't. No.
I'm sorry, brother, but some things are just. I couldn't exist in that timeline. I'm sorry, bro. I love you, Sandstorm, but that was too much, even for me, bro. Even for me. I'm sorry.
I'd have crashed out. I'd have crashed out. I'm not even playing. Oh, that was nerve-wracking. Somehow.
Game 5.
All right, game 5. This I told you before we started this set, Flambeau was going to be a nail-biter. I did not think it was going to be like this. This is not what I had in mind, but I'm here for it.
I mean, listen, I don't know what to think. You know, I mean, we're watching Marky you know, look like the best player on the screen for extended moments of time, and then just struggle so hard to find the KO. And I think really it just kind of goes to show, it's a testament to how hard it is to punish anything that Chakrams does in the current version of it, right? And so he's looking, he's being patient. Sure, there's probably moments where he could pull the trigger earlier, but he understands that if he messes up, he's going to get hit like 3 times and then comboed with down air. And so he's trying to be very precise, and who's to say if it's biting him or not? He was able to clutch out that last game just barely when he had such what looked like an insurmountable lead, but now he's swinging back. And so hopefully we'll have a good game 5 here, as he's starting off with that D-Light Sayer, looking to get the final blow on Sandstorm. Sandstorm looking to get maybe a down air to start setting up for a recovery setup, or a side air to put him off stage. It's
just so dang close. This first stock again, I still can't believe that he almost threw a 2-stock lead like that, bro. I'm still stuck on last game. Man.
The past 3 games looked like that, though, so I couldn't.
You're not lying, Flambeau, you're not lying. But man, all right, Sandstorm, though, going to work up in the air. He's still extending off this first stock. Marckiemoo having a hard time getting back on Demon Island. Weapon throw to the face. He's going to try and split him again. He does. Sandstorm doing such a good job of keeping that distance. He's not getting a range of those Sayers anymore. Oh, Marckiemoo, there we go. Finally, Marckiemoo able to land one. He's going to go deep off. Sandstorm staying out of the way of it. What kind of edge guard do we have in place here? He's going to go down with the dare. Missed the Sayer. Got underneath Marckiemoo, and he's still letting it go. Marckiemoo could have got a dare there and stopped that momentum, but either way, he got the stock, sending him off, but Marckiemoo getting very, 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 very close to knockout range.
Yeah, Marky kind of having a tough time. He wants to challenge the Chakram recovery from above, and you know, finally was able to win out on that exchange with that either second or third down air he went for, converted into the stock, but before then kept losing out to the massive starting hitbox, and now is trailing behind by a lot. The past few games, Marky had massive leads and then either ended up losing the game or just narrowly clutching it out. This time, he's trailing behind by a fair bit, and I don't think that spells well for him based off of the last few games. We'll see if he's able to bring things back here. He was able to do it with that scythe in that one game before, so.
That is true, but here we go. Sandstorm now has a full stock advantage in game number 5. Marckiemoo in the most danger right now of being sent down to elimination side. We'll have to see how he's able to adapt here and try and get this this lead back.
Wow. Tried to nair Sandstorm there, didn't work. You can tell he has to play the ledge now. He's trying to send Sandstorm off stage and try to win that way. I understand it because you don't have too much health to work with here, but does end up flopping over to the blasters, I think, recognizing that, oh man, the scythe isn't working. But what is your answer going to be here? Sandstorm at this point can kind of just fish around and go for these down airs and recoveries. And you know, especially if he whiffs it down air, he can assume that Marky's going to try to whiff punish him, let out that recovery preemptively, and then kind of punish Marckiemoo for trying to punish him. And so it's going to be a rough way for Marky to bring himself back into this game, but he's clawing here, or rather he's blasting.
Those dares and the Sayers are working very nice for Marckiemoo here. Ooh, Sandstorm catching a landing with the side light and getting 3 more hits tacked onto that. There we go. Marckiemoo going to finish up. Marckiemoo going to finish up that stock with the recovery, but a swift breeze across Demon Island is going to go ahead and take Marckiemoo down to elimination side.
If he's this clutch, bro, if he's this clutch, there's nothing else to say, bro. The mantle is his.
We'll have to see what happens here as Sandstorm is fishing with these chakrams. The Sayer is going to send Marckiemoo out. He's going to be very careful about this offstage interaction, but it's all good because they made it back up. Marckiemoo going to get one neutral light in there, and that was all he could get.
Oh, he's moving now.
Yes, he is.
You needed to move like this 2 stocks ago, brother.
Oh.
He's trying, dude. He's trying his hard, but Sandstorm gets him. And that's going to be Sandstorm moving 3-2 and advancing on the winner's side of the bracket. Marckiemoo hard and valiantly fought, but could not overcome Sandstorm's chakram.
You had almost like a little Mordex howl there. Just, like, it was there, bro.
Like if you can squeeze it, I'm telling you, this is